Hello, 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 hello. How's it going, people? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hope everyone's doing fantastically well. It's Wednesday, the 30th of July. And we are still here. We are streaming. We are doing everything, talking Arsenal, talking transfers, all that good stuff. Obviously, tomorrow, Arsenal play Spurs in Hong Kong, last preseason game abroad. After that, they fly back to London and they will have the Emirates Cup, of course. But I don't know even, because at the moment, Arsenal are very, very up in the air in terms of transfers. We're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about potentially Zinchenko leaving because there's some interest. Same goes for Reece Nelson. We're going to talk about Eze, the latest updates on Eze. And we're going to finish it all off. We're going to top it all off with, and it will be a nuts one, I'm not going to lie. We're going to look at Mikel Arteta's interview before the game against Spurs and all that stuff in general. So that definitely will be a spicy one, to say the least. So just before we get into all this stuff, smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new around here. And of course, leave your thoughts down the live chat so we can tackle them, we can discuss them, and we basically can go from there, of course. But yeah, Arsenal in transfer window, it's a bit of a mystery at the moment what they're doing, because they are talking lots of different things. But obviously, actions always speak louder than words. And unfortunately, at this stage, there is no action. Because after Gyökeres, it's all speculation. It's all just random talk. And we have no goddamn idea what the hell is, well, let's be real, going on, to say the least. But yeah, big up Mubarak, hope you're doing well. I want to know about Gyökeres shirt sales and record. Yeah, Gyökeres has broken Arsenal's shirt selling record. It has flown off the shelves, as they say, and you probably can guess why, obviously, and you can also see why, because high caliber signing, everyone needs a striker. Arsenal needed a striker for the longest time. And that just shows, if Arsenal actually acted like a big club and they went in and signed, for example, Rodrigo, what could happen? Because if we sign Rodrigo, let's be real, that shirt sale record that Gyökeres just basically put out would be overthrown quite easily. It would be beaten much more easily because, let's be real, it is Rodrigo. It is tier one name in footballing industry. As much as Gyökeres is high profile name, Rodrigo is above him. And if he joined Arsenal, and the largest fan base is arguably in the world as well, let's be real, it would be actually flying off the shelves like no tomorrow. Big up TKA, hope everything's well with you, my man. Go subscribe to TKA. Road to 100 is going strong. And yeah, guess who just landed in Istanbul? Oh, Osimhen has landed in Istanbul. Yeah. You heard it right. Galatasaray are actually signing Victor Osimhen, a player Arsenal couldn't sign last summer and summer before, and somehow Galatasaray have managed to pull that off. Obviously, I'm not complaining about Gyökeres, but let's be real, Osimhen was there for the longest time. Big up Chris Welsh, hope you're doing well, my guy, hope you're doing well. Interesting game today you had against Japanese League All-Stars, or whatever you played against Japanese team, Yokohama or something like that. You were 1-0 down in the first half. First half was quite shocking, to say the least. Second half was 10 times better. Let's be real. Vert to the first goal. Rio was cooking, by the way, for you lot. It's looking pretty damn good for you all. I'm not gonna lie. Big up, Dre. Hope you're doing well today, my guy. Hope Arsenal are treating you well. Hope life is treating you well as well. Thousands of fans are waiting at the airport currently. Dude, you're there? You're reporting from the airport. That's actually kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie. How is it looking there? About time Osimhen got done. Sick of hearing about it. Yeah, true. Whenever I was talking about Osimhen to Arsenal last summer, right, all the goddamn time, on every single stream and video I made, a Napoli fan came into my comments and said that I was lying. And obviously the links were there. We were discussing them, so I wasn't lying. We were just discussing them. But ultimately, to some extent, I was, because he never joined Arsenal. I'm just gonna put it that way. But hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. Big up Most Wanted. Hope you're doing well. First time I'm early and Latvians late. Well, I'm live. I'm not late. All is good. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm a few minutes late. Family comes first, no matter what. Let's be real. Tell me about it, Chris. Napoli are paid. Like, if Napoli would want literally from Arsenal any player, we would sell them like that. with no questions asked. They would offer literally pack of spaghetti, pizza, and limoncello, and he would be gone. They, on the other hand, they bargain like no tomorrow. Yeah, Yokohama, Rio is in same category as Dauman for you. Well, we'll have to see about that one, though, isn't it? We will have to see about that one. Although, I'm not gonna lie, Max Dauman is being talked much more than Rio, which to some extent is actually a very good goddamn thing. Because as a young player, you can be the best in the world, but as the longer you keep a low profile, the more advantage you get, the more advantage the club gets and everything. I think it's much, much better on the player in general. Bro, it's back, dude. I expect nothing less, to be honest, from Galatasaray fans. Last season, we saw how much they love the Osimhen there, so I'm not surprised at all. It's the same as with Italian fans. Galatasaray got quality team too. Yeah, they're going for Europe. I'm not sure. Obviously, they're not going to win Champions League, but they want to go far, and it shows. They have signed some fantastic players, to be honest, especially for Galatasaray in this transfer window, to say the least. Napoli wanted Nunez, but wouldn't pay money. But I don't blame them, to be honest, for not paying it. Like, it's very hard to justify paying about 50, 60 million for Darwin Nunez. It's very hard to justify. Only way like someone pays that is like it's Saudis, because they just want the player and they want higher profile name at their league, just so they get more eyes on the league. And they get more revenue, more commercials, more views, more people in the stands and all that stuff. Let's be real. Because Nunez, for what you bought him, it was insane, but at the time it was Portuguese, it was hype thing. Let's be real. After that, yeah, it hasn't gone too well. Although he has scored for you some goals. The annoying part with Nunez, for me personally, at the end of the day, is the fact that he can do the tough part, the toughest parts of the game, very well, no problem. As soon as he gets an easy opportunity, especially after the hard part, he fumbles the bag. It's kind of weird with Nunez, I'm not gonna lie. Nunez leaving is big and signing Wirtz and Isak, being through hell with Nunez, dude. You want to swap for Havertz? You want to do a swap deal? We'll give you Havertz, we take Nunez. Would you be open to that deal? To be honest, I wouldn't be against it. Not gonna lie, I would not be against it. You get Nunez, we get Nunez, you get Havertz. I think that sounds very fair, to say the least. I'm not gonna lie. For me personally, that sounds very, very fair. Like, don't you think? Genuinely, don't you think that sounds fair? Like if we put it like that. Neither. I get it. I absolutely get it, to be honest. I absolutely get you, my guy. Absolutely get you, because let's be real, nobody wants nor Nunez nor also Kai Havertz. But I think we're gonna kick into gear. Ornstein, Hato Bomba, 40 million plus sell-on clause. Like, that is a good deal. 40 million, that's cheaper than Timber, isn't it? But sell-on clause, that's a bit different. But hey, that is good deal for Chelsea. They needed a center back. They needed a proper backup for Cucurella, because let's be real, they don't trade Ben Chilwell whatsoever. They want to get rid of him as fast as possible. Now, if they at the end of the part of the window in the last month can get a proper goalkeeper, it could be long. I'm not gonna lie, it could be long. Big up Fasul, hope you're doing well today, my guy. Yeah, 40 million. Big Gabriel is injured. Yeah, Gabriel is still injured. Calafiori also didn't train today, so it's always a worry. Nunez and Havertz would cook in slower league, to be fair. Like, Havertz is cooking at Bayer Leverkusen. If he goes back there, I think he still would cook. Maybe not under Ten Hag, but that's remains to be seen. But, for example, the way I see it, Havertz actually would be somewhat decent in Serie A or Bundesliga. For Premier League, just not cut out. Same with Nunez. He would be fantastic in La Liga, kinda. He would be very good in Bundesliga and Serie A as well. Premier League, again, not just for them, it feels like. Can we get to the interview? We're gonna get it. We're gonna talk about a few transfers, and then we are getting into the interview 100%. Don't you worry, I have it queued up already. We're gonna talk about Eze, we're gonna talk about Zinchenko, and then we're gonna get into the interview. So in about 20 minutes or so, let's just put it that way. So where do we kick things off? Let's kick it off here. According to The Athletic, Arsenal still remain interested in Eberechi Eze, but are not willing to meet a release clauses in excess of £60 million and will only bid if Crystal Palace reduce their asking fee, which is quite annoying, to say the least, because we spunked 52 mil on Madueke like no tomorrow, like that, right? And we cannot get Eze, which is arguably more important to us than actually Madueke is. And nobody is against Eze. Quite a few were against Madueke. Let's be real. Let's not beat around the bush here. But yeah, it doesn't stop there. Hand of Arsenal talked about this as well, talking about the fact that the release clauses indeed have expiry date, and there is some rumors that Eze's release clauses run out before the transfer window closes, which is obviously a good thing to a certain extent. However, as soon as those release clauses run out, Crystal Palace actually can ask money above the 60 million, because as long as he has 60 million release clauses, you pay the money, he comes, pause, and everything. Plus, he wants Arsenal, so that wouldn't be an issue. However, if they run out, Crystal Palace can ask 70, 75 if they want. Like, that is the biggest issue here. But I'm not sure that would change value of Palace. Okay, Arsenal and Palace have engaged in talks, per multiple sources confirmed. As of today, Palace are looking for approximately 30 million as a first payment for any agreed deal. So basically, regarding Eze, they want at least half of the release clause money upfront, and rest can be paid in installments, which seems like a very cheap deal if we want to sign Eze, actually. The question is, why Arsenal are cheapskating this? Obviously, we have heard about the fact that we need sell to buy and all this stuff. And it looks like it will come to that, because until we sell Nelson or we sell Zinchenko or Trossard or players like that, kind of hard to envision Eze actually getting signed, which is quite annoying to say the least. Personal terms obviously are not an issue regarding Eze because, well, he wants Arsenal, and that should be the least of the problems. And no further advancements as of today, allegedly. Now, here it is. Ed Aarons, whoever that is, basically. Arsenal have been told they would have to pay more than half of Eberechi Eze's release clauses up front, so 30 to 35 million, with the clauses thought to expire before the end of Premier League season starts, and that is true. Palace are determined not to allow him to leave for less than £67.5 million. That $500,000 is kind of weird thing, I'm not gonna lie, but apparently there's some sell-on clauses and everything that Palace will have to pay or something like that. I don't even know how that works, but yeah, this Eze deal is getting dragged out for far too long. And obviously Eze is keen on the move outside of the clause and everything, and Arsenal and the bid from Arsenal specifically outside of the release clauses is still expected. When, though? That is a completely different question. That is a completely different situation. And that basically makes us wonder still what is going to happen in those terms. Because at the moment, it is very up in the air that what's going to happen. Because this is a very tricky situation in terms that Arsenal, I don't want to say they don't have the money, but they definitely are acting like brokies. And that for me is a big concern, especially for a club like Arsenal. It is a big worry. And also knowing the fact that Kroenkes can put 109 million into the club out of their own money, by the way, and they are not doing it because if they did, we would have signed Eze by now. It is quite annoying. If you make one more signing, it's likely to be Eze. It looks that way. Personally, for me, we need 3 more. I can accept 2, but it also depends what would be the second signing for me personally. Because if we get Eze, okay, cool. But who's going to be the second signing? A left back? A left wing? What's it going to be? For me, the biggest issue about this is, though, if we sign Eze, I don't see us signing a left wing because all the talk about Eze on the left is really strong, and it's not going away, which leads me to believe that is going to happen, and that for me is a big worry. I don't want Eze on the touchline being a touchline winger because that's going to ruin him, let's be real, in my opinion. He's most effective through the middle, attacking lines, spaces, carrying the ball, and everything like that. So it is a massive worry in those terms. I'm not gonna lie. Hi, Marlon. What's wrong with Palace, man? They know Arsenal are cheap. It's business. Let's be real. Eze is a gunner per personal terms was never a thing. Exactly. That has never been a thing. The thing is, Arsenal are cheapskates, and they don't want to pay the money. That is the biggest issue. And we are in this situation where we need to sell to buy. We shouldn't be. Arsenal should not have these things linked with the club, that we are in a situation where it's sell to buy. Because now this lie that got told when we signed Madueke, we got told that Madueke's signing is a separate deal from Arsenal signing Eze or Rodrigo, is a complete crap now. Because it's pretty much evident and very, very, very visible that signing Madueke is the reason why we are not signing Eze. It's very visible. And that is one of the biggest lies that have been told in general. That signing Madueke was a separate deal from Eze or Rodrigo. And that, for me, is a big worry. Odegaard out, Arteta out, Lokonga out, Vieira, Nelson, Kai, like lots of them need to get out. By the time Sesko choose Man United, really, you see the Newcastle selling their man Isak. It looks like Sesko wants United now, which is quite interesting, but we'll see. It looks like also that deal is going to happen, which will be very interesting to see also how he's going to play at United. At the same time, I'm not too sure what's going to happen with Isak, because I can see him getting sold. I can see Liverpool getting him. That is the nuts part. That is the nuts part for me personally. And obviously Chris Welsh is loving to hearing me saying this, but I'm very worried. I'm very worried that if Liverpool get Isak, there's a big possibility it's done and dusted pretty much already. Because for all the attacking power and everything they have done this summer, if they don't win stuff, it's gonna be bare long for them. From whole league, whole footballing world, it's gonna genuinely be on their case. But knowing Slot, knowing the team, their pedigree and everything, I don't think it's gonna happen. They're gonna win it. And to be honest, you could even argue that even if they don't sign Isak, but they sign actually a proper winger or a proper number 9, another one, they're still gonna do it. There's a very strong argument for that. Let's be real. But it looks like Isak himself wants to move. Personal terms allegedly have been agreed upon at around 250 grand a week. He still gets less than Havertz at Arsenal, by the way, and Jesus, ironically enough. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, because there are also reports suggesting that Liverpool don't have any money issues as well. No FFP, no PSR. They can still spend about 200 million without shadow of a doubt, without any repercussions or anything. So that, for me, is the biggest drawback and biggest worry. Eze is a left wing. I know. What do you mean? At least Bertie is cool, and we'll wait for the player that we want. If this was Edu, well, we'd be signing a Brazilian no-name by now. Who knows? Genuinely, who knows these days? I'm kind of confused myself at the moment. Score prediction against Spurs, and what tactic you want Arsenal to play with Gyökeres. It doesn't matter what I want, because let's be real, Arteta is not going to do it. Let's just put it that way. I think Gyökeres will play tomorrow. That is a kind of given, I think. He's not going to start. He's going to come off the bench. That's at least what I'm expecting for tomorrow. And overall, this game, I don't even know. It's going to be a draw or Arsenal win, I think, at the end of the day. I agree. You need 3 more signings as a left wing and left back, but you won't get left wing and left back. Yeah, that's how I envision this as well. If we're going to get one more player in this window, it's likely to be Eze, without shadow of a doubt. I'm not going to lie. But ultimately, I don't know. Like, we need we don't have a left back in the team, by the way. We used to in Kieran Tierney, but we never used him. We used him more as a left winger than a left back. Mikel Arteta at least did it. And he was here for the longest time. We haven't had actually a proper left back in the place since Arteta has taken over. He used him there for half a season when he played 3 at the back and won the FA Cup. Besides that, we haven't seen him there whatsoever. We haven't seen actually a proper left back. So we're selling to our second club, Fulham, Reece Lokongazini. That is the hope. Genuinely, that is the hope, that we sell Zinchenko and Reece Nelson to them. That is the hope. Arsenal buy from Chelsea, Fulham buy from Arsenal. Well, go figure. London forever and all that stuff. But yeah, apparently Fulham have made the approach to sign Oleksandr Zinchenko alongside with Reece Nelson. Obviously, there are talks that Nelson is going to be a loan with obligation or option to buy. Regarding Zinchenko, God knows what's going to happen there. 100%. Sesko guy in it. I told you. Whenever have I said that he was it? I never said he was it. Like, talk to top gooners. They still are pushing Sesko narrative. They're thinking that Sesko is going to destroy Premier League next season. Sesko is that Miss Piggy who is failing to attract the man. Literally, lot of clubs rejected him. Yeah, clubs reject him. He rejects some of the clubs, but mostly the club rejects him. It's actually kind of nuts. Don't kill Edu too much. I said nothing about Edu. Apparently, we got a fee because Jaka signed for Sunderland. Yeah, we got sell-on clauses. There is something like that. Yeah. There is something. Oh, yeah, California is injured again. Yeah, that's not serious, definitely, because California today was not in training. Gabriel Magalhaes and Ricardo Calafiori have both not been spotted at Arsenal training today, which is a bit of an issue, to say the least, given that season starts in 2.5 weeks. Like, that is a massive problem. Eze is respecting Palace, to be fair play to him, still training, etc. Yeah. Why should he do anything? He's not going to pull a Gyökeres. He's not going to throw his toys out the pram and demand it. Let's be real. He's a respectful guy. Given how Arsenal cut him from the academy, then he had to struggle through QPR and all these teams. And he respects everyone. Like, let's be real. He's a humble guy. I think Arteta will start Gyökeres tomorrow because deep down he knows no one wants to see Kai Havertz shit up. Yeah, you see, this is already wrong, in my opinion. I cannot say wrong, but I disagree with this. Because deep down, he knows no one wants to see Kai. There's one person in all of this matters, and that is Mikel Arteta. And Mikel Arteta, deep down, middle down, top down, and all this stuff, he wants to see Kai Havertz there. He wants to see Kai Havertz in the team. He wants to give him game time to get into gear for the next season and everything. And given that Mikel Arteta has suggested that he's not sure that whether he start, he will still make medical assessments for Gyökeres. I'm not too sure Gyökeres will start. Genuinely not too sure, to say the least. Let's just put it that way. You guys want another defender now? Make up your minds. I want, because we don't have a left back. Like, for me, yes, I complain that we signed defenders, but we haven't signed a left back. Personally, we need a left back. We don't have an out-and-out left back. I don't give a toss about Zinchenko at left back. Skelly, for me, is also not a left back. Kivior is not a left back. California is injured pretty much on the same level as Tomiyasu to some extent right now. I always have wanted a left back. I was hella pissed off when Tierney left the team and Arteta didn't give him any chances whatsoever, pretty much. I always have wanted a left back. Yes, it's a meme that we signed left backs and we needed to sign forwards and everything. We have done that. But we need also a left back. That is a necessity and a half, to say the least. Because if Miles Lewis-Skelly gets injured, Calafiori is injured at the same time, who's going to be our left back? Kivior. Timber is going to get pushed there. Who's going to be our left back then? Rice? Norgard? Like, we are not in these type of situations. So Gyökeres starting tomorrow might be true or Nakamio. I think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna start tomorrow, though. I genuinely don't believe so. But if he does, it's gonna be exciting times. I want to see him start, but I don't think so. I think it might be a halftime substitution, maybe. Also, what is your midfield three? I want Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard in midfield. Want Wanjeri to play, but Odegaard not gonna be on the bench for the third time. Yeah. Season kicks off in 2.5 months. We have 3 games left in preseason. I kind of starting to think that Mikel Arteta slowly but steadily is gonna start to roll out teams, at least for one half, that he's gonna start also against United to some extent. I kind of starting to think that right now. We could see some glimpses against Spurs. We're definitely gonna see it against Athletic Bilbao and definitely against Villarreal. Because a week after that, we play United at Old Trafford. So I kind of expect that to happen. Zinchenko suits Fulham, would play in his actual position midfield too. Yeah, that is the big thing. They have Robinson at left back. They don't need a left back. So he will actually be a midfielder, which is his actually natural position. Arteta said Calafiori is not seriously injured. Yeah, he says lots of things. Don't trust that guy. Fulham just give us 40 M's for 3 players. They don't need to move. Houses are acclimatized. Prem ready. Yeah, Prem proven. London don't need to do anything, as Top Gunners once say. Do you think Frank starts Kudus tomorrow? Yes, he will. I think he will. I think he will. Frank's setting up not to lose. I know that. It's probably a low quality game. For Frank, the big thing is he has Super Cup coming up. You know, Champions League winners versus Europa League winners, PSG versus Spurs. He's gonna set up in a way like he wants to play similar against PSG to some extent. We will have to wait and see, but I think Frank will do some things that maybe people don't expect. Maybe Fulham now, nice now. Give us Robbins. They're not gonna give that. Spurs tomorrow. It's smoke expressions. Oh, expressions is gonna be on our case if they win. Friendly or not, it's not a friendly. It's never a friendly. Playing Premier League teams in general is not a friendly because we see them at least twice during the season. If you don't include FA Cups, Carabao Cups. And especially if you play United like we did a few years before, or we play Liverpool like we did a few years before, or we do Spurs and Newcastle like we are doing this year, it is never a friendly between us. You think Arteta starts Gyökeres? I think he will come off the bench. I still believe he's going to come off the bench. They will fly back to England, and Gyökeres most likely is going to start against Bilbao and Emirates Cup. If he starts tomorrow, fair play. Genuinely fair play. If he doesn't, well, fair play to that as well, because it's a situation where it can go either way. Let's just put it that way. Regarding Leandro Trossard, Arsenal have told Leandro that they will not stand in his way of an exit, and he is ready to depart. With the winger camp now working on options, both Napoli and Atalanta have joined the chase for the winger, according to Graham Bailey. Now, if it is Napoli, milk the money. Since they like to milk everyone for the money, milk them back. Seriously, milk them back as well. Why not? Try it out. Test the waters. Do something. If it's Atalanta, take Lookman in return or something like that. Serious talk. We have to win, instill that fear in them for the season ahead of anywhere, anytime we play them, we must win. That's it, exactly. We must win against Spurs every single game. We must win against everyone, to be honest. We should. Well, not should, but we could win against anyone. We need that back. We need that presence. Give us Lookman, Atalanta can get Trossard. If we even sell Trossard to Atalanta and we would be getting Lookman, that would happen in two separate deals. Because these days with UEFA and everything, and with FFP and PSR, nobody wants to do player trades anymore because there is no money involved. At the end of the day, for them to show money on the books for FFP, PSR purposes and all that crap, right? They need to sell and they need to buy. So they would much rather buy Leandro Trossard and then sell Lookman separately to us, I think. But yeah, the biggest thing is, even if we are looking at Lookman is still linked with Inter quite heavily. Yes, Atalanta's preferred target for Lookman is outside of Serie A, but I don't think that is going to happen. So Inter, it is most likely. Arteta said that Gyökeres could play. Yeah, Gyökeres could play tomorrow. They medically going to assess him, allegedly. We're going to get into interview as well in a second. They're going to assess him before the game, of course. Right? So we'll have to wait and see. But whether he's going to play first half, second half, whether he's going to start or not, that is the big question. Bigger BBK. We must. But, when you did, you didn't must at the end of the day. That is Arsenal. Go subscribe to BBK Sports, people. Also, show some love and subscribe to this channel at the end of it as well. How many minutes do you think Dauman should play this season? Around 1,000 minutes, because that's about half an hour over the course of about 33 games. That is not too much because he's not going to play 30 on everything. I'm meaning on average. FA Cups, Carabao Cups, he can play full 90 if he can. In Premier League, he could get some cameos. But looking at the situation with Odegaard, Ranieri, and everything else, I don't think he's going to get that many minutes. Because Arteta will see this as he's still young, he's still 15, well, soon to be 16 and everything. And he needs time to be embedded into the team and all this stuff, so I kind of don't see it. But to be honest, if it was up to me, I would play him without shadow of a doubt. Yeah, Lookman is off to Inter, exactly. If we'll not bring Eze, we should go for Leao. I can see it, but Arsenal are not going to do it. Genuinely, I think for Arsenal at this stage in the transfer window after Gyökeres, it's Eze or nothing. It kind of starts to feel that way. It's either we get Eze or we get nothing. despite the fact that Mikel Arteta in interview has said that they are very happy what they have done, they want to add more, and on top of all that, they want to make the club even more happy, whatever that means. Still crazy how no one has signed Robinson at left back, yet he's the best left back in the league in my opinion, one of the best, 100%, 100%. We ain't linked with Leao or anyone other than Eze. Look like he's our last chance out from what I'm seeing. Yeah, if we sign him, he could be the only one at the end of the day. He could be the last one potentially. We could either sign him and that's going to be it, or we also might not sign him and that also could be it. It's kind of a coin toss to some extent. Bro, we should. Who would you prefer in the team next season, Martinelli or Trossard? Huh. I can make arguments for both of them. If you mean starting, then it kind of feels like it should be Martinelli, despite everything. If we must sell one and keep one, then I don't even know. I genuinely don't know, because I can see upside on Martinelli and I can see upside on Trossard. The thing is, though, selling Martinelli, and if we replace him properly, it's a win-win situation. If we sell Trossard, we are still stuck with Martinelli, who is at the moment very questionable. I think he lacks confidence and he lacks belief in himself as well to some extent. Like Trossard is somewhat maybe more impactful into the team, to some, especially of the bench. Martinelli, not sure he can provide us that. Then again, Martinelli can play through middle. He can play as a 9. So go figure. Genuinely go figure. Personally, for me, in ideal scenario, I'm not gonna lie, I would sell both and sign two new left wingers. Let him go to the interview. See what Rasul wants the interview. True, Chris. What I'm saying, he can cover us and Skelly can be rotated for left. I want Skelly in the midfield. I want to see Skelly in the midfield, to be honest. That is the case as well. Anyhow, people. Any bloody how. Anyone ready for some waffle settings? Syrup, waffles, breakfast, supper, dinner, snack, lunch, wherever you are. Some Mikel music, Cone Man music in the house. Are you ready for that? Seriously, are you ready for that? Are you ready for it? Literally, are you ready for it? Real question. Are you ready? Are you ready, ready? Let's do this. Let's do this. On a first North London derby abroad. Well, that's important, isn't it? Wait, let me zoom in a bit more. That looks better. So, let's see. Mikel Arteta. This is an interview with Odegaard and Mikel Arteta, so we will see both of them. Mix and match, basically. Well, a great idea. I think to bring football tradition, a rivalry, but at the same time to do it in a completely different country, I think it's brilliant. Well, he is peddling quite heavily for Premier League games to be played abroad. If that happens, I think whole Premier League fan base is gonna blow up. Literally. There will be so many protests that it's gonna absolutely annihilate everything. I think it's an opportunity for everybody to feel that, and then for us as well, because for our preparation increases the competition level again and brings a different challenge to the game. And then we are going to be lucky to play in this incredible stadium with 50,000 people that I'm sure they're going to be super loud and passionate. Well, keep shoveling, my friend. On Martin's experience playing at a young age. What does that have to do with anything? Serious talk. Well, to be honest, Odegaard was a 16-year-old wonder kid coming from Norway, so I kind of get it, signed for Real Madrid and all this stuff. So what Odegaard has said, to be fair, I think the whole squad is really good in this way. To help young players, and as you say, with those two, Dauman and Salmon there, they are so young and so much quality. I think myself, I just try to share my experience, guide them in the right direction, help them to keep the right mindset, because you can see that the quality is obviously there. So it's just trying to help them to have the right mindset. You said that 2 times already, you dumbass. To help them feel good in the team and to let them shine and do their thing. They've been amazing on this tour, and you can tell and see the quality. I'll be exciting to see them in the future. This is the nuts one. Where is it? Young players, and you say with those that so young, so young and so much quality. We can all see the quality. I think I just try to share my experience, right? Share my experience, guide them in the right direction, let them shine, do their thing, basically. Help them with the right mindset to have a right mindset, because you can see that the quality is obviously there, and you can see the quality. Like, come on, man. And one of the worrying things in all of this is a bit worrying. I just try to share my experience, guide them in the right direction. If I see Vanieri or Dauman or any of these guys start to do arm waves, hair flicks, Beyblade spinneroonies in the middle of the pitch, pass backwards consistently and slow down the play, Odegaard, you will genuinely have some questions to answer, to say the least. I really don't get why we just a couple of days ago released a story that we are not going to listen to any offers for Trossard and Zin. Now all of a sudden again we are listening to offers. Yeah, it's contradiction every other day. The news changes every other day. Different reports every other day, and all the time they can contradict themselves. Hence why we do these streams. We talk about this and try to make some sense of it. Discuss the report, discuss the player and everything. Big up Adjeri. Sesko is going to United, and Watkins, well, it's gonna go other way around. To be fair, I've been watching Odegaard in the preseason games. Odegaard is looking better in previous season. Hope he can keep up, or else he needs to shine on the bench. Yeah, I'm kind of starting to get the feeling that with the quality performances of Vanieri and Max Dauman, Odegaard is looking at this and feeling like, oh shit, I am screwed kind of here. Because if they keep performing and I keep dropping stinkers like I do almost every other game last season, well, I'm out. I'm literally out of this team. I'm going to be benched. And I'm the captain, by the way. Like, I think, like we all say all the time, that he needs pressure on him. We need to sign a number 10 to put pressure on him. Kind of feels like our teenagers from Highland that just have come up already are doing that. And now imagine some maybe extra pressure if we sign Eze. That would be triple the pressure from Eze, from Dauman, and from Vanieri as well. That actually would be quite insane. Odegaard needs to show his leadership on the pitch. He's very quiet, yeah. On the pitch, he needs screaming when the team is losing or when they are down. He needs to motivate them. Exactly. He should be leading by example. He should be the one that oversees everything and does everything. But it doesn't look that way, does it? On Victor Gyökeres's fitness. Here we go. Yes, I understand he's only done today's session because Gyökeres actually hasn't played since the Portuguese Cup that was early June. So he hasn't played actually for a month, almost 2 months pretty much. Yesterday, very little. We are going to assess tonight how he is. If the medical staff are happy as well with his condition to participate in tomorrow's match, it's a possibility. We're going to discuss that tonight. So he might play, he might not. On the rest of the squad's availability, with the rest, everybody is going to be a play, apart from Gabriel Magalhaes, who is still out, and probably Calafiori. It's going to be a bit too early for him tomorrow. So expect him around the Emirates Cup. Something in those lines, most likely. He's not my captain, though. I would like to see Arteta grow up here and give the captaincy to Magalhaes or Rice. Yeah, same. I'm not going to lie, same. I might be a bit old school in this situation, but I prefer my captain being a center back or a defender in general, because defenders are that position that oversees everything. Defenders can see the whole pitch, how the game is basically unfolding, what the opposing side does, what our team does, what they do correctly and what they do wrong. they can basically scream out instructions, advices, and shake them up from the back. Hence why, in my opinion, some of the best captains actually have been like Puyol, Maldini, Baresi, Cannavaro, and players like that. Even Patrick Vieira, by the way, Tony Adams for Arsenal. They all are defensive players who are at the back and can oversee the whole pitch. They see what's unfolding in front of them. Because if Odegaard is the captain to some extent, he's at the front. He's pressing in front. He doesn't see what's happening behind him. He doesn't see everything that's going on there. He doesn't see how everything is happening on the pitch, how the movement is going, where the passes are going, and everything. I'm kind of bitter in that regard. Xhaka to Sunderland, can't believe it. Yeah, Xhaka is back. He doesn't want to play under Ten Hag, apparently. Yeah, you are apparently interested in Fulham's Muniz. We'll see if you get him or not, but I don't think he's the answer as an Isak replacement. Let's go. Big Gubby would be a good captain and could scream at his teammate when they're losing. Oh, 100%. He would just punch them in the face. I looked down and shook my head in disappointment when my captain picked up the ball in the Newcastle game, carried it to the halfway line while not making a player, looked up and played it backwards. Same. Because Odegaard did everything up until that point fantastically well. He got the ball, he carried it forwards, nutmegged the player, dangerous chance. And he passed it backwards. And the momentum is gone. Everyone has set up, and there is nothing to come for it, and we start to recycle the ball again. Just imagine elite players listening to Odegaard as a captain. Like, if we talk about even the last time we won the league, like that team, none of those people, none of those players would listen to Odegaard. They literally, Odegaard says something to them, they would say, shut up. And that's about it. And if he doesn't shut up, they would smack him around the head. Seriously. They just had that arrogance, that passion, that mindset that they don't take crap. And they don't take crap from any marshmallow players as well. On what excites Martin about playing with Gyökeres? So, this had to be a good answer, I'm not going to lie. This definitely will be a good answer. I think you've all seen what's he done on his career so far, especially at the last season at Sporting. The numbers speak for themselves. He's a very complete player. He's physical, strong, fast, good finisher, and intelligent as well. I think he's a very complete striker, and you can also see the hunger, the energy he brings. I'm really excited to have him with the team. He's only trained a few times, but you can already see the quality, the energy, and the willingness. I'm excited to have a pitch with him. Sorry. He's only trained a few times. Mikel Arteta said he's only done one session today. Literally 2 minutes ago, Mikel Arteta said Gyökeres has done one session. Then Odegaard proceeds saying he's only trained a few times. So how many sessions has he done? Like, what? Come on, man. Like, seriously, what are we doing here? If Rice listened to Odegaard, he wouldn't have scored those free kicks. Yeah, fact. We would have lost to Madrid most likely as well if that was the case. Because 0-0 or 1-1 or something like that, or 1-0 even against Madrid, going to Bernabeu, it's a completely different story. I think Rice could be a good captain. He has the work ethic. He used to be the captain of West Ham as well. So you could say he knows how to do it. He could lead by example. The Scandinavian connection, Odegaard, Norgard, and Gyökeres. Oh, for frick's sake. Yeah, we only just need to sign someone from Iceland like Gudmundsson or Adrian Gudjonsson or someone like that, and we're good to go. We would have all the Vikings. Let's just put it that way. On the size of the squad. Oh, this is somewhat decent question. Mikel Arteta has said, well, I said that I was extremely happy with the way that we have approached the window and how aggressive we have been. Well, some people would argue that. There is still a long period with the window open. It's 1 month. Hey, Mikel, it's 1 month. 2/3 of the window, 67% of the window has already passed. So far, we are happy with what we have achieved. Make sure that at the end of this window, we continue to be super happy. So hopefully we sign a few more players. Hopefully, we sign a few more players. We need someone from Finland. Finland is not a Scandinavian country. Finland is from how is it even called in English? I don't even know, because I know what's it called in my language. So I need to check. Yeah, it's genuinely Finnish. Finland and Finnish is much more closer to Estonian. They come from the same breed, basically. You know, like you have your Baltics, like Latvia and Lithuania. You have your Finnish type situation with Estonia and Finland, and then you have your Scandinavians, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland. What about your bro Karl Hein? My bro, he is from Estonia. My brothers, right? As we call them, braliukai or brali, it's Lithuania at the end of the day. We have the close connection. Estonia is with Finland there. For me, Baltics as Baltics, yes. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. But as in actual connection, it is Lithuania and Latvia. And then it's Estonia and Finland, a bit more closer. He's your bro. He's my bro to my bro, basically. No. Karl Hein is Estonian. He's not Latvian. There has been only one Latvian who has played at at Arsenal, and he was quite shit as well, by the way. At least for Arsenal, Igor Stepanovs. You remember him from 2002, 2001, I think it was, or was it a bit later on? I don't remember. He played, I think, 2 games for Arsenal, or 2 or 10, I forgot. Like, that was before the Euros, when we made the Euros in 2004 for the first time ever and the only time ever in our history. It is from those days, basically. But yeah, back to the interview. On helping Gyökeres settle in. Well, what Odegaard has said, yeah, obviously, with the language and everything, it's been easier for me to help him. We can speak our own language. See? Scandinavians, they always bond well together. See? Easy connections. So in that way, it's been really natural. Freaking hell. To be fair, it's like with any player. Every new player, we try to help them the best way possible. Well, in the best possible way. Okay, other way around. That's what I felt when I came here. I felt at the home straight away. Oh, football friends. In between us. Yeah, I felt how good the culture and the environment was to get into. Everyone just wants to help you and do what's best for you. Then it's important also how you do things off the pitch. That's what we all do. So we are just here to help. So far, he's having a good time, I think. On Victor Gyökeres wearing number 14, Mikel Arteta. Okay, here we go. Number 14, Thierry Henry, and all that stuff. I think I used the word conviction. That's the first thing that I noticed when I spoke to him. Someone very determined, someone that was really already attached to the club. The way he was talking about the club, the history, in this case, Thierry Henry, and what the shirt represented, I felt it. So when you feel it, go for it. So no mention of Theo Walcott, no, what's its face? Edin Nketiah, he didn't mention those. Oh, how interesting. Aubameyang, to be honest, actually did some respectable things, the number 14 shirt. Not like Walcott and Edin Nketiah, though. But yeah, like the history in this case, the history of number 14 shirt is very, very interesting, to say the least, at Arsenal. Igor Stepanovs, the guy played like 15 games. Yeah, I think 10 to 15. Wait. He played. Where is Arsenal? Holy crap, he played 17 games for Arsenal. 17 games. Well, yeah, 17 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18 games he played for Arsenal. 17 games. So, how many games did Arsenal win with him at center back? 6-1 against Leicester win. We drew to Sunderland. We lost to Charlton, and we drew to Chelsea. He played full 90s in those games, by the way. Full 90s. He played every single game a full 90, by the way. So take that with some interesting fact. I can actually show you. What am I doing this? What am I doing here? Here we go. Quick checkup on Igor Stepanos. One of my Latvians. See, we won against Leicester 6-1. We drew to Sunderland. We lost to Charlton. We drew against Chelsea. We beat Bradford. Lol. We beat Coventry. We beat Ipswich. We lost 6-1 to United. Well, that is always well. We beat Man City 4-0. We beat Everton 1-0. We won against Fulham 4-1. We beat Newcastle 2-0. We won against Derby 2-1. We beat Aston Villa 2-1. He played only one half there. What's that check mark? What's? Oh, he got a yellow card. Okay, never mind. We beat Everton 4-3 in that game. And in the last two games he played, we beat Southampton 6-1 and we beat Sunderland 4-0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 out of 17 games he has played for Arsenal, he has won. 13 out of 17. So 13 out of 17 games. That is basically, let me have a quick check, literally. And I kid you not, that 76% win rate. %76 win rate for Igor Stepanos at Arsenal. He played 17 games. 13 wins out of 17. 2 losses, 2 draws, 13 wins. 76% win rate, Man has a Premier League medal. Was it that year? I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. Was it that season? I genuinely forget. 2000, 2001. Ooh, yeah, he won Premier League. Oh my God, he won Premier League, FA Cup and everything. Holy crap. He won Premier League and FA Cup. He won Premier League in 01-02 season. That is actually insane, if you ask me. Genuinely insane. Literally. To be honest, in his career, and I kid you not, in his career, right, he has won 14 trophies. 14 trophies in his career. As a center back, he has won 14 trophies. That's actually quite respectable, I'm not gonna lie. And he won Footballer of the Year award in Switzerland when he played for Grasshopper, sorry. That's actually quite respectable if you ask me. That's actually quite respectable if you ask me. Not too bad, although not the best of memories regarding him, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, on what the short number means, Martin Odegaard. Well, I think it's different to every player. I think some players would say it's really important and others, they don't care. Well, that's true, to be honest. But I think some players, they have a special feeling about a certain number and it might be important, but I don't think it's the most important thing. But for some players, it might give them an extra good feeling to play with a certain number, but for me, it doesn't matter too much. Well, okay, good for you. On visiting Hong Kong in 2012. Oh, bloody hell. Those are good memories, aren't they? Well, there are similarities, obviously. The city has changed a lot. I came here one more time, so very impressive. The most impressive thing, again, is our supporters, how passionate they are and the way they ask things. They are so emotional. They spend so much time outside the hotel. I think the way that they received the team was incredible yesterday, and it made us feel that all this trip is worth it, because I think people deserve to enjoy the team as well. Man was good. Any European player coming to Arsenal at the time we had standards. Like, to kind of disagree with that, to be honest. He was our main center back in our national team as well. And he was one of the key reasons why we got into Euro 2004. We beat Hungary in group stages, Sweden in group stages, and in knockout tournaments, TKA is going to love this stat, we beat Turkey over 2 legs, a Turkey team which against who nobody gave us a sniffing chance to win. We beat them 2-1 at home, and we drew 2-2 away. And on aggregate, we beat them 4-3. Phenomenal. Seriously, that is one of my, arguably one of the best memories I've ever had in my life as a football fan. Seriously. Like that was the one. On Thomas Frank saying we are one of the best teams in the world. Well, that's great to hear that from someone like Frank, especially, which I respect immensely on what to expect. I think tomorrow we are going to start to see the direction that he's going to take with the team, implementing his vision, his philosophy. And we just need to be focused on what we want to do, what we want to achieve. And I'm sure the thing is, it's going to be a great game. On Victor handling the pressure. Oh, here we go. I think it's already has, because the news broke and then you realize the magnitude of the club that you're going to be representing and how viral everything goes so fast in these days. Not wrong. I think his immediate reaction was, wow. And then he sees, the way we were received again yesterday, the training session that we just had with 20,000 people, the stadium that was sold out in 2 hours and 50,000 people being in that incredible stadium tomorrow. So I think you're going to have a very good first impression, that's for sure. Genuinely, in 2 hours, 50,000 people bought tickets. Arsenal's website would crash so quick if that happened. On playing a high-profile game in preseason. Martin Odegaard, I love it. And I think we all do. I think we're all excited, to play in front of so many supporters. And as Mikel said here, we really felt that love and connection here. Oh man, this lovey-dovey stuff, How about the trophy, for fuck's sake? It's been a while since we've played this type of game, so I think that's the we all want. For me, it's a good thing that we get a proper test and something that means a little bit more, with the derby. So I think we're all just really excited and eager to play. On the atmosphere, on the goals for the season. Here we go. On the goals for a season. What Mikel Arteta wants to achieve this season. Well, do better than the previous one. Well, there's no way to do much better than you did last year. Joke. But only think how you can do better is winning Premier League, getting to finals in Champions League at least, getting to finals in Carabao Cup at least, and getting to the fifth round of FA Cup at least. So it's not that it's like doing worse. That's going to be a different thing, and we all know what that means. So again, I think everything starts with the preparation in terms of how we build the squad, in terms of how ready the team is going to be to start tomorrow to compete from day one, and everything that we've seen so far. The feeling that I get straight away is very, very, very positive. Well, keep shoveling, my friend. Good luck with that. Genuinely, good luck with that. They're all about the love. Both of them should go to the room. Basically, it's all about love. It's all about connections. And it's all about this stuff. Nothing about trophies, winning stuff, or anything. Mikel Arteta has promised that this season we're going to score more goals than last season. Well, if you sign Gyökeres, it will be embarrassing if you score less goals than last season. Let's be real. We had nobody with 10 goals or more for the first time in 105 years, by the way. Imagine breaking that kind of a record in more than 105 years. Last season was the first season in 105 years that none of the Arsenal players hit double digits in goals. Like, another trophy for Arsenal, innit? A social club, not a football club, basically. When you ask Arteta about trophies, he gives riddles to solve, basically. He's like the Riddler. Seriously, it's like you have to solve a riddle, and even then, that riddle leads you to another riddle. It never is a concrete answer. Let's be real. That is never, ever, ever, ever a concrete answer when you look at this stuff at the end of the day. It's always a mystery. It's always a question. It's always something. Let's just put it that way. They're in contact. Arsenal still haven't spoken to Crystal Palace about Eze, by the way. Arsenal only speak to Eze's camp. Why the hell we are speaking with Eze's camp if it's very well known that we're going to sign, that he has agreed the personal terms, that they are not going to be an issue? We still haven't spoken with Crystal Palace to this day. And July is pretty much over, people. Like, that already is a worrying sign. Well, now you might have a player with fire in his eyes with Gyökeres. Yeah, we do, to be honest. Hopefully Gyökeres is someone that actually allows us to do something here. Anything interesting today? Anything else interesting regarding Arsenal? Fulham, everything? Nothing interesting there. What has Fabrizio Romano said today? I want to check just because, well, I'm very interested what other teams are signing. Seriously. Hato, here we go. 40 million sell-on clause. CK already covered that. Thomas Lemar joined Girona on a loan deal from Atletico Madrid with 50% salary covered. So they pay 50-50 for that. No talks at this stage between Donnarumma, Man United, or Chelsea. Nothing concrete ongoing despite reports. Since PSG also are trying to get rid of Donnarumma by the looks of things, they are signing Chevalier from Lille, and they want to sell Donnarumma. And looking that Chelsea need a goalkeeper, it actually would be scary if they got him, because Donnarumma actually, it is a scary one. What else is here? Semedo has signed for Fenerbahce. Well, Mourinho has signed his Portuguese brethren. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, remember him? He has rejoined Marseille as a free agent. Skriniar has arrived at Fenerbahce as well. Osimhen arrives at Istanbul. What else is here? Jed Spence. Jed Spence camp has received a new contract proposal from Spurs. Well, good luck with that, man. If I was you, I would not do that. Anything else? Anything else? Nah, it's only Sesko crap and all this stuff. So nothing special in those terms. Sesko scoring fish against Arsenal. Ederson to Galatasaray next. Dude, if you sign Ederson, that's actually is going to be nuts. That is actually going to be nuts, to say the least. Galatasaray, it literally feels like they're preparing for something big. And unless it blows up in their face, it could be kind of insane to watch. That Parish guy from Palace won't fold. He will want the release. Yeah, it's already been said. And it's very well known that Steve Parish is no nonsense guy. He says it, and you either accept it or you basically F off at the end of the day. Luckily, Andrea Berti is the same way. He says it or you F off. So it will be very interesting to see how they too resolve this situation. I wanted Donnarumma, but yeah, I'll take Ederson, I guess. Well, not gonna lie, not the worst option to some extent. There's a story Donnarumma to United. Yeah, there is a story with Donnarumma to United, Chelsea. But Fabrizio Romano has said that despite the reports, no contacts between the club and the player have been made whatsoever. So those talks apparently are kind of bogus. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, it doesn't look like that is at the moment has any legs behind them. But yeah, it's very, very weird. Very, 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 very weird. But yeah, people, I think on that note, I'm going to end today's stream. If you haven't already, like the stream, subscribe if you're new, and hopefully see you all tomorrow. I'm kind of beat after today, another exhausting day. Hopefully tomorrow we get some positive news. Of course, in the evening, we're going to talk about the Spurs game. Arsenal plays Spurs tomorrow. Wait, let me check what time we play tomorrow, because it will be another watch the game at the job settings, isn't it? Yeah, we play at 2:30 my time, which means I will have to watch the game at work again, ironically. So I'm definitely gonna watch it at work. I did it before, so I'm gonna do it again. But for today, yeah, I'm gonna be signing off. So like the stream, subscribe if you're new. Have a great evening. Have a great day tomorrow. Hope your tomorrow treats you well. Tomorrow's Thursday. Let's see what Thursday brings, and hopefully we get some positive results from the game. Peace.